Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? We are going to be playing with the new Lethal Cosmetics Rites Collection. I have the Roots palette here as well as the Destiny palette, and I'm going to be doing a look with both. Right now I'm currently wearing the Roots palette, which is a really cute like little yellow, green, blue, fun color story, and then the Destiny palette is a little bit more of like a pinky, purple, just soft, very feminine color story, which I am all about. We're also going to be playing with two of the liners from the collection. So if you want to see swatches of everything, a look with each palette, then let's go ahead and jump right on in. So let's go ahead and start off with the Roots palette. So the first shade in here is called Idol, and it just looks like a icy white. Actually, you know what? It has like a little bit of a blue iridescence to it. Then we have the shade Runic, which is a cute little matte yellow. Next we have the shade Sigil, which looks like such a stunning like minty metallic. That's super, super pretty. I feel like that's what I'm going to be putting all over the lid. Oh yeah, very pretty yellow. Next we have the shade Lore, which looks like a really pretty, just soft matte brown, has like a little bit of like a camely undertone to it. We have Talesman, which is a stunning blue. Kind of reminds me of one of the blues from Cleona. I'll pull it out in just a second. And then lastly we have Coven, which looks like a nice kind of mid-tone green, kind of just like a grass green shade. Matte brown, this blue, just so pretty. The shine on that is stunning. All right, so there is the entire palette. I think it looks super, super nice. It's definitely a little bit more of a mid-tone color story, but I think it'll be a fun, springy, summery look. Here's the shade from Cleona. It's called Crown Jewel. Might have like a touch more purple to it, but I feel like it's a very similar vibe. I don't know why I'm so far from the middle. Just go ahead and swatch it right here. Yeah, okay, never mind. It has more purple going on, but I feel like they could be like cousins. All right, so I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the yellow first. And I'm basically just gonna pack that on my crease. Just want to have like a very fun, sunny moment. I feel like it's been a while since I did a yellow crease. See, obviously the pigmentation is there. It looks really, really nice. Blending super easily, which honestly I'm not surprised. I really, really like the Lethal matte formula. I think I'm going to go ahead and go into the green shade next and use that in my outer V. Definitely like turning a little bit lighter and a little bit more of a grungy green on top of the yellow, so I'm going to pack some more on. I think I'm going to go into this brown, and I'm just going to do like a really light dusting underneath my lower lash line, just adding a little bit of smokiness because I'm going to go on top of that with the blue, I think. Or am I? I don't know, maybe I could just build this up a little bit and it could be its own thing. I'm trying to do a look where I use every single shade because there's only 6 shades, but I feel torn on the placement. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off with the darker bluey shimmer shade, and I'm just gonna pop that on the outer like third of my eye. Just super, super pretty, kind of just over where the green is. Definitely got some fallout though. Dust that away. Definitely don't want blue sparkles on her face. I'm gonna take this shade on my finger because it's just so, so pretty. And I'm gonna pop that on the inner part of my lid. And then just bringing it all the way over and on top of that blue. That is definitely a standout shade to me, at least. I feel like that's so, so pretty. These almost look a little bit more sparkly than Lethal shimmers normally do, but at the same time, I got so much more fallout. I don't know if you can kind of see it all right there. Definitely a ton of sparkles all over my face. So I think I would use a glitter glue next time. Lastly, I'm gonna dip into this shade right here and pop that on the inner corner. Super pretty. So now we're gonna go into one of the new Lethal liners. This is the shade Playback. Looks like such a beautiful mint. So, so cute. And if you know me, you already know I'm not putting that on my lid. I'm putting that in my waterline. Picking that up with a tiny little winged liner brush, the E06 from Sigma, and just carefully popping that on my waterline. Wow. That shade though, so pretty. I think I may have used a little bit too much because overall it's sticking to my waterline pretty well, but I got a little excess onto my contact. So really quickly off camera, I'm gonna throw on some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so for blush and highlight today, I'm gonna go into the Lethal Vernal Face palette. I'm gonna start off with this beautiful coral blush. Just kind of using that as lightly as I can, even though it's very, very pigmented. Okay, slightly having those "what have I done" moments right now, but it's fine, just keep blending. Just keep blending, just keep blending. And then I'm gonna go into this highlighter on top. Just add a bit of glow. Y'all, I was gonna say I'm gonna go into the Lethal lipstick in the shade Quest. I'm so confused. What? I'm so sad. That's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to them and ask about that. Oh, you guys. Okay, here's Odyssey. I know send nudes is fine. This is a different formula. Wait. Are you kidding me right now? The whole... Okay, I used this just the other day. What the heck? I was gonna say it was fine. I knew it was fine because I used it recently, but it snapped off. Okay. Wow, okay. So that one's still okay. That one was a different run. Like, that was the first lipstick they did. These other ones were after. Okay, here's Rome. I think I have one more in this collection that I purchased. That sucks. Okay, I guess we're not doing Lethal lipstick today. So I'll just go ahead and throw on their lip gloss in the shade Nova. I feel like it low-key looks like I'm naked right now, but I promise you I am not. But this is the finished look for the Roots palette, and I do like how it turned out. I really, really like the liner. I feel like it just looks so, so pretty and like just is really popping. I don't know that I love this color story altogether. Like, I think it's super cute, but I feel like there's pieces missing or things I would do differently. But that's one of the amazing things about like them selling it like this, but it being available as singles, so you could purchase all together, you can move it around, add in different shades, put these into other palettes, whatnot, and you just like have complete control, which I really like. The only negative takeaway I have from using this so far is just that the metallics have more fallout than normal, but it's definitely really, really cute. So jumping on into the Destiny palette, the first shade here is like this really beautiful rosy brown, which is called Archetype. It's a really nice soft matte shade. Next we have Evoke, which looks like such a stunning pink with a blue shift to it. I love these kind of colors. This one looks super, super intense and metallic. We have Onset, which is a pretty soft mauve matte. That shade's so pretty. Definitely going to be using some glitter primer for this look though. Now we have the shade Astral, which is a white with a pinky kind of iridescence to it. Got Incarnate, which looks like a really beautiful platinum pink metallic, super, super pretty. And last but not least is Eclipse, which is like a very true purple matte. Kind of reminds me of the purple that's in the Menagerie Serenity palette. Yeah. So there's that entire palette swatched out. I honestly love it. I think it is such a cute color story. This is definitely my favorite of the bunch, and I'm just excited to play with it. I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer again, just because it seems to work well with this formula, and I'm really trying to finish up that little size. So I'm going to start off with the light mauve shade first, and just put that pretty high up in my crease. Definitely a very light tone, but it's really pretty. I think it'll be nice to blend things out with. I'm just packing that on a little bit and blending up almost to my brow bone. Okay, next I'm gonna go into the rosy brown, and I'm gonna put that just a little bit lower down in my crease. Ooh, I mean, I barely even did anything, and those look super, super pretty together. I think I'm gonna go into this purple here, and I'm actually gonna start that off with a smudgy brush on my lower lash line. Oops, brought that down a little bit further than I meant to. I was a little too excited to go in with that shade. Just gonna pop that on the outer half, and I'm kind of just bringing that up a little bit to create the shape that I want. I'm just adding that onto the outer V, kind of starting off where I shaped it out, and then blending inwards. I feel like this shade is wanting to sheer a little bit, and it's not looking quite as impactful. Just pat it on a little bit more. I'm gonna go back into my blending brush and just blend over the edge. I don't know that I love that purple. If I was buying these as singles, I would probably skip that one, just because it's not layering the best. I don't love the way it looks as it's blending out. I can just kind of soften it a little bit and leave it at that, and it's not that big of a deal, but a little bit disappointed by that one. Now I'm gonna take this pink shade on my smudger brush and just gonna pick up a decent amount. I'm gonna spray that just to help me hopefully not get any fallout. And I'm gonna pop that on the inner half of the lower lash line. Oh my goodness, do you see the sparkles? That is so pretty. Love, 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 love. Next, I'm gonna go into the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. And I'm actually gonna do the same exact thing, just gonna spray it because that seems to be working pretty well. No fallout thus far. Ooh. Super, super pretty. I don't know where I put my next glitter primer, so I'm just gonna go into the Lethal Cosmetics Pero Primero primer and use that all over my lid. If you're newer here, I like using this as a glitter primer because it's really sticky. So I don't love it as a normal primer, but it works well for this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that just basically on like the first 2/3 of the lid, and then kind of lightly blending it into the purple. I'm gonna go ahead and take this pink shade, of course. So, so pretty. Tap off all the excess really well. Put that all over the lid. Wow. And pretty much no fallout. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the liner in the shade Loop, which is such a pretty purple. All right, I'm gonna throw some mascara on off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, now for blush and highlight, I'm gonna go into the Boreal palette from Lethal, and I'm gonna start off with this blush. Adding a little bit of color to the cheeks. Mostly I'm excited for the highlight because it's such a beautiful soft pink. I'm gonna go into this now, and I'm gonna use it pretty generously, kind of all over my cheek. Starting off with where I normally highlight, but really blending it back into the blush to give more of that glowy look. For lipstick, I'm gonna go into Lawless Platinum. Alright, so here is the finished look with the Destiny palette. I really love how it turned out. I just think it's such a cute, soft color story. It's just very me, which is probably why I like it so much. Out of this palette, I would say that the standout shades to me would definitely be Evoke and Incarnate. I also really liked these two mattes. I think that they're really pretty. This one probably won't do that much for you unless you have a pretty fair skin tone. And then, like I said, the purple I would skip on if you're buying these individually, just because I don't know. I just don't think it's that good of a purple. I'm sorry. So that is pretty much everything for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to know what you think about this collection if you plan on picking anything up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.